Welcome to the Freedom and Scrubs podcast. We are your hosts, Kim and Aaron G. This is episode 42, and it's going to be a fun one. It is a quarantine Q&A relationship edition.
Welcome back to the show. If you are new to the show, hello, welcome, hang out with us. This is going to be a fun episode. We have tequila in hand.
Oh boy.
You never know where this is going to go.
Tequila Kimmy's coming out.
She's actually a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
Hang out with her.
Yeah,
She's fun.
she's fun.
But we're your hosts, Kim and Aaron G. We are healthcare travelers. And on this podcast, we give tons of great resources, educational tips, inspiration, and lifestyle tools, tips, all the things for healthcare travelers. But before we get into the episode, we wanted to do something really fun this week. So our Facebook group for travelers, Travel Life Freedom and Scrubs, has reached over 5,000 travelers, which is kind of insane because we started with one and now we're over 5,000. And so this week we're doing a fun giveaway. So we are going to give away 2 free Traveler School, which if you don't know, Traveler School is our online course for travelers that walks you through everything there is to know to get you started and set up for being a traveler. So we're going to give 2 free Traveler Schools away. If you already have Traveler School, then we'll give you like an Amazon gift card, something fun. And so in order to enter to win, because we're going to pick the winner at random next Sunday. Mm-hmm. So what's the date today of the recording?
Today's the 12th.
So today...
Well, yeah, we're recording on the 12th, on Easter Sunday.
Right, but...
This comes out on Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
The 14th.
So the Sunday next Sunday,
yeah,
we're going to pick a random winner. So how you enter is you are going to go to our YouTube channel, Kim and Aaron G, and you're going to subscribe to our channel and like a video and also leave a comment on one of our videos. And so with the comments, we'll be able to see who has left, like who's actually done the steps. And so make sure that you write in your comment #contest so we also know that you're part of the contest. And so it's super fun. I mean, if you haven't checked out our YouTube channel yet, we have tons of great videos to learn about healthcare traveling, the foundational stuff, the real like fundamentals of traveling, plus some fun travel vlogs that we've done. So head over there. I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
I think you'll like it a lot.
I think you'll enjoy it. Well, and that's also, we're going to be going on our year of travel. And so we're going to be spending a lot of time on YouTube. And we just really wanted to celebrate that community as well.
100%. So head to Kim and Aaron G, subscribe to our channel. And you do have to create a YouTube account in order to subscribe. But it's totally free.
It's a Google email.
It's super simple. So subscribe, like a video, and leave a comment so we know that you've entered with #contest, and we will be picking 2 winners next Sunday.
Yep. The 19th.
Perfect.
Do it.
All right. We'll see you on YouTube, friends. Okay. So I'm actually kind of really excited about this episode. We haven't done one of these in a while. And I was on a walk today with Mimi LaRue, picking flowers.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to that later.
Which we'll get to. And I was listening to Stassi from Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, boy.
Yes, that's my guilty pleasure. She has a podcast, and basically they talk nonsense, but it's entertaining, and sometimes I'm just in the mood for something like that. I don't want to necessarily learn or be inspired. I just want to be entertained.
Well, I can tell you one thing. That's the first person I've ever heard of doing a podcast tour. Oh. And I was like, dreams.
#dreams. Okay. One day.
One day. So if you'd like us to come to your hometown,
let us know. We'll be there in the Jeep.
Yeah. Just roll up to their house.
Over here. Yeah. With our Yeti mic. And
Stop.
Just plug it in.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so I'm listening to Stassi, and she and her fiance, Beau, were doing a quarantined Q&A edition, and they were basically just going back and forth and asking each other questions about relationships and all the things. And I thought, oh, that would actually be really fun. Like, be fun just to kind of ask some questions, reminisce a little bit, take a walk down memory lane, and just kind of like bullshit a little bit with a cocktail, and have this one be a little bit more fun, because I feel like the last ones have been a little bit more focused on...
They've been heavy.
Not heavy, but just like...
Just with everything going on.
Exactly. Everything going on, we thought, oh, let's just do something a little bit more entertaining. This is just straight, like, entertaining, us talking back and forth. If you're into that, great, you're going to love this episode. If you're not, like, turn it off, because you're probably going to get annoyed.
Probably.
But stick around. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in other news, this is a date night for us.
Yeah, it was actually, I'm really impressed. I'm still kind of taking it all in, basically.
Down from your high.
Basically, so I came home from work. I had a great day of work. There was no patients, so it was absolutely phenomenal.
Dream job.
And got some editing done, which was really cool. And I come home to a note on the door, and the note says, step 1, come in and relax.
That's not what it said. Okay, can we be specific?
Okay.
So, the note read, I wish I had it. I just threw them all out. But it said, welcome to Boogie's Day Spa. Your 5 p.m. appointment, or your 5 p.m. full body massage and happy bonus. I hope my mom's not listening. Sorry, Mom. Is scheduled tonight with our hottest, most skilled masseuse. Please enter and head to the kitchen for your next step.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
So I walk in, and there was a beautiful little pug there to greet me, wagging her tail, sitting there petrified. And then there was a crackers, salami, cheese, chocolates, wine, water infused with blueberries and lemon. And there was another note that said, enjoy your time, relax, and head to the bathroom for step number 3.
Well, and have a snack.
Well, obviously,
all
that's
of your
what...
favorite snacks.
Yeah.
So we're setting a vibe. We're setting it to... so the whole point of this is I wanted to have a date night, and we can't go anywhere. So I thought it would be fun to bring a date night home, and also because Aaron has been working for the last 3 weeks, just to kind of do something nice and surprise him and whatever.
I loved it.
Mix it up a notch.
So
went into the bathroom.
I went into the bathroom. She had like towelettes that I could like kind of wash down and get refreshed. And then had a towel ready to go. And then I walked into the room, and she had the infuser going next to the bed. She had some music playing. She was wearing some provocative clothing.
Wait, cut. Can I just this is hilarious, because I was like, okay, I wanted to wear something cute, sexy, whatever. It's a vibe, right? I'm his masseuse. It's a whole situation.
I've never had a massage like that, but...
Well,
okay, anyway.
This is a more personal... This is Boogie's Day Spa, right? You get, the
right.
VIP treatment.
Those are the massages you're supposed to stay away from.
Yeah. What? Well, yeah,
right.
Unless... Right, okay, exactly. Unless it's...
Unless you're in Vegas.
Why in Vegas?
Well, isn't it, legal and stuff there? I don't know, whatever. Keep going.
Not if you're married.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
You better not be going...
Single, and in Vegas.
Okay. So, I was like, okay, I want to wear something cute, but all of our clothes, everything is at a friend's house, which we still have not picked up since we went home from New Zealand. We have a whole roof bag there full of clothes, and I have cute stuff in there. It's all at her house. So the only stuff I have currently is what we brought with us to New Zealand, which the options are pretty bleak. It's workout clothes and granny panties and a sports bra.
It's a good thing that I'm not picky with any of that stuff.
No, but it was funny because I was like, oh my gosh.
It was the thought,
so
the fact that you're in your little panties and nice little shirt.
You never say that word again. I hate that word.
Okay.
Anyway. So anyways, that was the tone. We had a whole massage situation. We had dinner. And now we're here.
But I wanted to add to that is Kim and I's date night consists of tequila and a podcast. Which, if that doesn't tell you how much we love this, we could literally be doing anything. But we were like, let's do the podcast. Yeah. That would be so much fun.
Well, and I feel like this is the perfect podcast to sit down. A, it's about relationships. Hello, date night. And B... we get to have a cocktail. So it's like the perfect podcast to do that.
This is what we
don't
do
have
on
to be like laser focused.
This is what we do anyway on a normal night. We just have a microphone plugged in.
Well, and we're going to get into some YouTube videos
Of course.
later. Preferably watching ourselves.
Probably.
At Kim and Aaron G. Check it out. Okay.
Alright, so let's get into it.
Okay. So basically, there's no like rhyme or reason here. I took questions that I found online through Stassi's podcast that I listened to, and we just have like a handful of questions here. And so we're kind of just going to like get into it. There's no flow to it. It's just like basically their relationship
some
based.
Yeah.
For the most part, I have some warm-up questions. Okay. So.
Do I go first?
No, I'm going to ask you first. Okay.
What's the rules of this?
There's no rules. The only rule is to give your honest answer. Don't hold back.
Okay.
Okay?
And do I answer and then you answer, or are we trading off questions? How are we working this?
Yeah. We'll each give our take.
Okay.
So we'll share a question, but we each can have like a different answer. Okay?
Good.
Because we are two individuals merged as one.
Are we?
I don't know sometimes.
Yeah. All right.
So
Anyway.
we're not sure.
Yeah.
Okay. We kind of look alike these days. Actually.
No.
You look very scary. I don't know the adjective.
Scary.
I wish I could show you because you haven't had a haircut in
months.
And Aaron has very coarse hair.
Okay.
So it grows up and afro-like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so long. And you did just shave, actually, your face. But, like, you have, like, this mountain beard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it looked like you were going to live in a cave and
it's my
kill people.
Quarantine look.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, you're wearing a hat, and I appreciate it, to be honest.
I know. Face is trimmed, shaved, and I got a hat on.
You
so
look hot.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, here we go. Would you rather be the funniest person alive or the most attractive? You can only pick one. That's it.
Oh boy. Why do you... This is a warm-up question?
This is a warm-up. I'm going to drink a sip of my
cocktail.
cocktail.
Oh gosh. Like, to be honest with you...
Swing from the hip. Just whatever comes up.
So what's coming up is I feel... Fortunately, in my opinion, and you said don't hold back, gotta be honest, guys do better with better personalities than they do with looks.
Yeah.
And so... But what kind of funny is that, right? Because I've been noticing... there's...
Don't overthink it.
Well, that's what I do, and that's why I feel like if you're going to get to know me, I am such an analytical person. The minute she said that, 18 million computers in my head just went off, and I'm analyzing the best answer to say, when I feel most likely I would say I'd rather be funny, but I also don't want to be like really large either, and I like being healthy, so...
It's the most attractive. So, again...
Is that the answer?
I know you, it's so funny because when I was doing these questions, I'm like, God, I know your brain so well, and I know like the process that's gonna happen. So it's we don't have all night, so you gotta just pick the answer.
To be honest with you,
that comes up.
I'd have to say the most attractive.
Ooh, curveball. But you have a shitty freaking personality?
That's not the question.
Yes, it is!
It says the funniest person.
So you're not funny.
I don't care to be funny.
Okay.
So if that's the question, I would rather be most attractive with a good personality, because that doesn't say personality. So technically, I get to choose the second follow-up. But to be just the Mr. Funny Man all the time, I don't want to do that. So that's not cool.
Okay. So you're choosing to be attractive then.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to choose... Yeah, I agree. I would rather be attractive and have my current personality. Because I don't think I'm the funniest person in the world, but I like my personality, and I do think I'm funny and witty and smart.
Perfect.
And attractive.
That's how I felt, but you about nailed me to the cross for that.
Did I?
I mean, you're not allowed to pick that.
Okay, that's a question. That's a stupid question.
It really is. It's very superficial. I don't like it.
Okay, well then let me change it.
Okay.
Do you want to be a dud of a personality and be attractive, or do you want to have a good personality but just be not that attractive?
I would rather have a great personality and not that
Me
attractive.
too. Done. Next question. This is kind of another warm-up question. It's not really about relationships, but, it's kind of a curveball. And I'll answer first.
Okay.
You asked me. Switch it up.
Oh, I get to see the questions?
Yeah, you haven't even seen them yet.
Oh, is that the one that's flashing on? If you had $1 billion, what would you do?
Okay, so if I had $1 billion, then the obvious is that I would never go to work in a hospital again. Done, period, end of story. I would burn my scrubs and never look back. That being said, I wouldn't change anything that I want to be going to do, right? So I would still want to travel. I would still want to do a podcast. I would want to share our stories and adventures and like tips and tricks and just like support people like we currently do. I would still want to do YouTube videos and share our adventures. And then I would want to do a lot of volunteer work, right? If money wasn't a thing, like I loved what we did in Tanzania where we were able to help build that department. So I would want to do more stuff like that and use the skills that we have to just to help people as much as we can and travel in between. Like that's what I would want to do.
No, I mean, obviously we have the same thought process when it comes down to that. I think the one big thing that I would add to that is I would never want anybody to know that I have $1 billion because I would just want to keep doing the things that we're doing, like podcasts, like you said, YouTube videos, traveling. I would like to have, a place in New York, a place down in Florida with our family, and then maybe a place in San Diego so you and I could bounce back and forth when we do come back to the States, and then be able to just travel and go around. But I just feel like the minute people know you have $1 billion, like I feel like your message gets a little tainted. Yeah. And so it's all about the message for me and wanting to inspire people to be able to say, I was once in his shoes. I was a healthcare professional and now look at what they're doing. And like, that's what I want to do and I can achieve it. The minute $1 billion comes into play, like I feel like it's like, oh, well, he has $1 billion. No wonder he's doing that. Right.
Yeah.
So it would, and then also, like you said, giving back. But what really stands out to me is that time we were in the cab in Bali and that guy was telling us his life story about how he put himself on the back burner to make sure that his brother went through college and he's driving the Uber or whatever, the driving service, and he made sure his family went through college so they could have a better life. I would have loved to have written him a check and made sure that he got to go to college and paid for his tuition right there on the spot.
I agree. That would be fun, is to travel around the world as like a secret Santa. Ooh, yeah. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And then, like, you're in conversations. We're always in conversations with people that we're meeting. And just to be able to, like Peter, our tour guide in Tanzania, like he was building his business and doing all this stuff to just like
be an angel investor.
Like, here you go. Here's for your farm. Here's for this. Here's for your college. Here's a new house for you. Here's like groceries for a year. Like just be like a secret Santa and travel around and just give people what they need in the moment.
Well, and again, I like talking to people and hearing their stories and getting to know them. And then when they have that drive, that passion to do something they love.
Yeah.
I think that comes back to our personal story of just like if somebody was like, listen, don't worry about it. You guys chase your dreams. I got you. Like that would be like really awesome to have. And I think having a little extra help, along the way, especially in other countries or even within our own of like people that have a vision, a dream that they want to do, but then they're scared to get investors. You can kind of come in and give them the money to get started.
Yeah. And people who like want to be entrepreneurs and have ideas for like businesses or even, just people like homeless people just being like, here's a house. I mean, obviously helping them like take the steps that they need to take to come back into the workforce and support themselves and learn the skills they need, to support their life. But just to be able to like have it be so easy, just like my sister, just be like, oh, you guys, you and your husband want to go take a trip and, go have some time, like, I'll pay for the time off. You guys go do your thing, and like,
100%.
And when you come back, we'll buy you a new house.
Love it.
Okay.
I love it. All right.
All right, let's get into the fun question.
Yeah.
Because we could go on and on and on.
We could.
Can we just get $1 billion?
Yeah.
I want to be Secret Santas.
Go ahead.
Oh, and then I would do a pug farm.
Yeah. But we'd have to...
Where we would adopt pugs, or rescue pugs, and like
I would do the
rehabilitate
pug
them.
cafe.
Well, that's an obvious, but I want to adopt and rescue pugs that are sick.
Perfect.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay. What was our first date?
Oh, we didn't have one.
So this is kind of funny because we actually didn't have a
Well,
technical.
No, because
first
you and I
date.
were never together until we were together.
Right. It was
So-
like we went from friends to like married in a matter
Yeah.
of a blink of an eye.
So we used to do things that Kim's boyfriend would probably say were dates. But
Sorry,
we were
really.
just like, oh, let's just go have lunch or let's go have dinner or whatever. But obviously they were dates. Like I
Like-
thought of them as dates. I was single. So
Like the time you took me to get margaritas and I licked queso off of the counter and you had to carry me home.
we were together then, dear.
No, we weren't.
Yes, we were together then.
Oh.
That was actually, like our first date was I'd have to say we went to Olive Garden. You met me for lunch before you went to work on my day
And
off.
I wore a little sundress.
Yeah, you looked fantastic in your
And
little
I-
Jetta.
Yeah, and I memorized the desserts to impress you.
Yeah,
Because
and
I knew you
I-
liked to eat.
I thought it was really impressive. You could read exact word for word, not only what desserts were on the menu, but the actual description of the desserts.
Yeah.
That was really impressive.
I'm an Olive Garden,
Connoisseur.
big time fan.
Yeah.
Big time fan.
And then we went to Chili's one night.
Okay, can I tell this story?
Okay.
So this is kind of our first official date.
Which one? When everybody went? It wasn't the party.
No, when you took me.
Yeah.
But the first time you and I actually ever hung out outside of work, it wasn't a date, but just setting the tone for.
Well, we've already told that story on the podcast.
No, we haven't.
Yes, we have.
The Chili's where you rearranged
Yes,
the chairs.
we told that entire story on the podcast.
When?
On one of our prior podcasts. So
Did
that's
not.
not the one I was talking about. The time that I came over to your house, we went back to Chili's because my roommate's best friend was the chef, the cook. And he made me like a special salmon and broccoli and like he used to make me my own special thing.
Oh,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
we sat there and we had drinks. And then we went back to your house and we sat there and talked on the couch till like 3 a.m. And then I got up and left and went home.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like our first like date.
Yeah. We love Chili's.
It was
And
cheap.
Olive Garden.
They took care of the bill.
Yeah. Did they?
Yeah.
I thought they put it on your tab and you almost overdrafted
That was
your
the
account.
first time at the
Alright.
party.
I don't remember telling
But you
that
were
story.
coming with your boyfriend that time. I told that entire story.
Alright, whatever.
So technically, why would that be a date if you were going to show up with your boyfriend?
It wasn't a date. I was setting the tone that was the first time we hung out outside of work.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Alright, so technically we didn't have a first date.
No.
Okay. We just hung out as friends a lot, and then one thing led to another.
Correct.
Okay. How would you describe our first kiss?
Ooh, this is a good one.
Okay, how would you describe it?
Spontaneous. And actually completely out of left field.
Wait, are you thinking of the time I'm thinking?
It was our first kiss.
In the car?
I literally told you that I could not hang out with you anymore because I was developing feelings for you.
Oh,
You
right.
said that you
Okay.
were moving
Set
to...
the tone. Set the tone.
So again, we were friends, and I don't want to go into a huge backstory, but
This is
Kim
part of it.
Kim had a boyfriend, and we were hanging out as friends, and her boyfriend and her always broke up.
And we
and
broke up that particular weekend, and one of my best friends from Palm Coast came up for the night.
Right, and she said that it was completely over, and I was hanging out with all of them, and it was Kim and all of the ultrasound girls and her friend, and they were out at the bar, and like her friends were like, "Oh my God, you're single now! Like, there's these cute guys over here. Let's go over there." So I just
Troublemakers.
kept buying Kim SoCo and lime
Oh.
shots, so then that way I could stay in the picture because I was standing there by myself. Like just hanging out in this bar when I knew that I was like at a point where I was like, man, I actually have feelings for Kim. So this really sucks because obviously she's not into me if she's going to look at these other cute guys.
Yeah.
And this really blows. So
sad.
I basically pulled her outside and was like, listen, I can't hang out with you anymore because I've developed feelings. I'm sorry. I apologize. You said that you're moving to Rhode Island. You're done with all of this. I'm gone. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, well, that's pretty much it. So let's just go hang out. At least we know. We went back into the bar, hung out, and then we were leaving, and we're at a stoplight. And all of a sudden, I just feel my face get turned, and Kim just like lays it on me.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best first kisses I've ever had.
Aw, I like to make an entrance.
You do.
And I feel like we had the chat, and I was kind of like, interesting. It made me think about it. And then we were at a stoplight. My friend was in the back seat. She's probably like, what the hell? I think she might have been sleeping. There was some alcohol. I think that was actually the night that I was so sick and I had SoCo coming out of my nose.
Yeah, you did.
And I've never
I held your
whiskey
hair back
again. Oh my God, what a love story.
Mm-hmm. And then I went, yeah.
And I basically French kissed you.
You did.
At a light.
You
that
did.
was like...
And what's funny about that whole situation for me is, like, I mean, not to get like too into it, but like in my past, that has never worked for me. Of just like, you know, I always was the guy that developed feelings, and then the girl would be like, we're just friends. Like, I always was in the friend zone, always. And so I was like, well, I'm back in the friend zone, so here we go. So I basically just told you that, but then it worked.
Then
and I was like,
a little smooch.
I was like, wow, she must be into me, so this is cool.
And then I went home and puked.
Pretty much.
It's a great night.
Great night.
Okay.
But it was good though. But then here's the kicker. I thought, oh my God, we just like, and then we went and we were in the parking lot of your place and we were just kissing and hanging out on the tailgate. And then you were like, I have to go inside and throw up.
Oh my God.
And so then I was like, cool, like, I think we're going somewhere. And come Monday, you never called. Sunday, you were back with your boyfriend.
Well, you know, it's here nor there.
So then I was back to the...
I think that was like one of the last weekends that we were...
You went to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Like, that was the end of that. So we were making progress,
yeah,
okay? We were. And we were like, yeah, okay, we were making progress. Okay, next question. Who said, I love you first?
Oh, wow.
This is actually kind of an... Is it embarrassing?
Yeah.
That was the same night?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was the first person who said I love you. And to set the tone, we were...
Oh my God.
We were celebrating your sister's 21st
birthday.
God, 21. I was 21. I was 21 years old. When's your sister's birthday? October?
November 7th.
Oh, she's November. Okay. So we had just started dating officially October 20th. So we were like less than a month in.
Oh yeah,
a couple weeks.
It was a wild ride for the first couple weeks.
Yeah. So we're at his sister's 21st birthday. We showed up to surprise him, or to surprise her.
Well, I mean, that's also what happens when a sophisticated, you know, career-minded 25-year-old meets a 21-year-old.
What? What does that even mean?
I was 25. You were 20. You just turned 21.
Okay.
And that's why I was just joking.
I wasn't sophisticated.
You were wild.
I was wild. I was very wild. Hey, I was a career woman though. I had graduated college and I was starting my first year as a stenographer, which is insane to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, 21 years old. We're celebrating your sister's 21st birthday. We surprised her at Jesse Black's in Orlando, which is like this big country bar. And
I don't think it's there anymore.
I don't think so. I think it closed down. I think we saw that last time we were there, didn't we? It was fun. It was like country music, line dancing, it was just like a fun bar. I mean, I only went there once and I had a lot of fun. But basically,
we started our night with big
I got
gulps.
naked wasted, and thought it would be a great idea to make out with his sister.
But you didn't.
I tried. She refused me.
Right.
Denied.
Yeah.
I was humiliated. Actually, I wasn't, but we had a good time.
So, back that up a little bit. Kim is showing Amber her New York accent.
Oh,
and so she was
infamous.
Using that with these poor Southern gentlemen to get shots from them, saying that her and Amber just took the red eye in from New York. They'd never been to Orlando before. They came out. They wanted to go to a country bar because they're country girls at heart. And blah, 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 blah. And
like,
these guys are like, let me show you how we do it down here in the South. And like ordering them shots and like...
Tequila.
Some guy walks up and he's like, a lot of beautiful women out here. And I was like, yeah, that's my girlfriend and that's my sister. It's her 21st birthday. And he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. The two blondes right there? And I was like, yeah. He was like, they said they were from New York and I bought them like 2 or 3 shots. And then some guy goes, I did too. And then some other guy goes, I did too. And I was like, oh man, they got you.
I was definitely wild. I was really good at getting guys to buy me drinks. And so I thought that would be a brilliant idea. After Amber denied me, then I thought it would be fun to show her, how we get shots and the whole New York story. And that was just like...
And then you were stealing guys' hats on the dance floor, doing a model walk, and then putting the hats on me, thinking that I told you to go get the hat.
I feel like that was my signature back then. I always used to take hats and I would do like a model walk across the dance floor, like basically shuffling people out of the way. And then I would take the hat and then I would put it on you.
And telling them that you were trained at Juilliard.
God, I used to be so much fun.
Man.
I don't know how you handled it.
Dude, that is think of the personalities going on in that. Just that story I told you about.
There's a lot.
You're from New York, red eye. You're a model.
Well,
you're trained at Juilliard. I mean, it was all based in New York.
Dreams, though, to live in New York City, to be a dancer, to go to Juilliard. These are dreams. These were my deep down childhood dreams. So they come to life with a little bit of tequila. Okay. You know what I mean? So naturally, we're dancing to Rascal Flatts. Mm-hmm. What song was it?
Take Me There.
Take Me There. Okay, listen to it. It's a good one. That was like our song.
And it's a travel song, kind of.
I love it.
In a way.
So, Aaron's holding me up. We're slow dancing to Rascal Flatts. And I just laid it on him. And I said, I love you.
Oh, yeah.
I whispered it in your ear very sweetly. And then I laid my little head on your shoulder and suckled on your neck.
Oh, boy. And then the night got wild after that. But
did you respond?
I did. I wasn't sure because you were a little tipsy-turvy, so I wasn't sure where that came from.
Yeah.
But the next day,
we said it again.
Yeah.
Well, because after that, then the night took a turn where I basically, was running through the...
She ran through the parking lot, and that, I mean, again, we're down in Orlando at a country bar. There's a lot of big trucks rolling around. Kim is hiding behind one of the big trucks. I'm trying to find her. I'm trying to get her in the car. Then she, is laying down in the grass, hiding. So then I carry her, 3 car lengths to the car. I go to put her in the car because she said her knee was blown out. And so she couldn't walk. And so I lift her and put her in the car. The minute I get her almost in the car, she takes off running again. So now I'm chasing her. And these guys are like, look at her run. Look at her go.
God. I don't know why I think those are fun games. Well, not that I do anymore, but I used to think they were fun games. But it's actually kind of funny because my sister's a runner too, and my mom was a runner. She used to get out of the car in New Haven and hide behind dumpsters and stuff for my dad. So I feel like it's a familial thing.
It must be.
Because I just had that instinct of I gotta run, I want to hide. And there was no reason. I just thought it would be fun.
But the whole pulling that you blew your ACL out, and then
that happened quite a few times.
I remember paying the toll, and of course, again, I have to drive another hour home, so I was completely normal, and you were gone. So that just elevates it even more.
So what we would do to be 21 again? Not
yeah.
Much. But the next day, I think we officially said.
Yeah, that was from that point on.
I love you, kid.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Okay. Well, let's just go to this question. So, how did you know, or when did you know that I was the one?
Ooh. So I knew right off the bat, and I think my biggest thing was it never really hit me until Tim said that. So I was blessed with, I grew up with four guys that we basically went to school together. We played sports together. We did everything together. We went on vacations together. And Tim was my best friend growing up. He lived literally across the street, right next door. And so we did everything. I started school early because he was a little older. I mean, you can kind of get the picture here. But I moved up to Jacksonville because he had a house up there with his friends, and he was going to college. And he was like, bro, put in for the job for a hospital here in Jacksonville at the beach and come live with us and have that college experience that you never had. And so I was like, all right, cool, man. So put in for it, got the job, was in the house. That's where I met Kim at Beaches. And I used to check her MySpace back when MySpace was cool. And I would see if her relationship changed. from in a relationship to single. And I'll never forget, Tim came out of the room one time and he was like, he heard the music, Valentino. Anonymous.
It's a great song.
And he heard that all the time, so he knew that was your page. And so he was like, bro, get off Kim's MySpace. She's still with that guy. And I was like, you don't know that, man. And he was like, dude, I can tell you one thing. I've known you all my life, and if you guys ever get together, you will marry that girl. I can guarantee you. And it just kind of it just kind of hit me, like when he said it, my gut triggered of just like, wow, I feel this way with you.
So did you ever once like look at me, or we had a moment where you were like, I'm gonna marry
I think
her?
it was the moment that you came over before my birthday party. So right when we first got together and we were in the car and we were driving and I took the wrong turn and you said there was gunfire and that people were shooting your car. And it was just me and you in the car, completely sober, like just going to get money out of the ATM, and I was laughing so hard.
That was fun.
And it was so dramatic and so crazy and so off the wall that I was like, wow, not only am I extremely attracted to you, but I've never laughed this hard with anybody.
Yeah.
And had a really awesome time just from the time that we were together.
Yeah.
And then going to lunches that we would go to in Olive Garden, I was like, man, I've just talked to you like it's nothing. Like we've been friends forever.
Yeah.
And it was just so easy and so fun. And I would leave like with tears in my eyes, like laughing.
Yeah.
So right there, I knew that it was something serious.
Yeah. I love, like, it's so true though, because I feel like my moment with you was kind of that lead up, but it was the same thing of just like, I had never, like, all those times that we hung out and we just like laughed and had so much fun, and like you would sit across from me on the couch, and we've told that story so many times, but like day after day after day, and you would just come over and we would talk and just like all night. It was just like we were so close so quickly, and we were such good friends. And then so all of that bubbling over and always just feeling so comfortable with you. And I think that was, you know, obviously I had a lot of issues with the relationship that I was in at the time, but you were somebody who showed me of like, I want to be with somebody that I can be myself with, that I can laugh with, that I can have fun with, and just like I always felt like I could just be me and we would just laugh and have fun together. And so all of that leading up to the wedding night, the first night that we actually sealed the deal and like became official, October 20th, 2007, right?
6.
No, I graduated college
2007.
in 2007. Yeah, so 2007. And it was like that moment that I was there just as your friend again. And we were having so much fun. And we were with all of your friends. And
My family.
Your mom, your sister, your nephew. Like, we were just with the family. And, like, we were dancing or something together. And I just remember, like, looking at you and thinking, like, this is such an amazing human. Like, what am I doing? Like, this is, like, I felt that click of, like, more than a friend. It was just, like, this settling into, like, wow, like, this is, like, something special. It's something special, and I've never felt that way before about anybody. And so I think that was kind of that moment that it clicked for me. And then that night we sealed the deal, and then that was it. From there on out, we were together.
I gotta say, it was a benefit that it was a 500-person wedding, and it was surrounded with all my friends, because they did nothing but talk me up, because I basically told them that you were coming, and so they were like in on it.
Yeah.
And like,
and I think that was the other thing too, is because we were transplants. Like, we were both transplants in Jacksonville. So we didn't have, like, our normal friends and community. Well, I guess you did.
I had my whole crew up there.
Well, you had Tim.
Tim, Jeff, and Dave.
They didn't live there.
Dave
I
didn't.
never met any of them.
That's true.
I never met any of them. They didn't live there.
They
so,
used to, but they moved. You're right.
But when I met you, it wasn't at all.
You're right.
And so, like, I knew Tim, but, like, that was it. And then all the people you hung out with were newer friends. And then same with me. And so to, like, see you in just your normal environment of, like, your back home, like, the realness of who you are and, like, the people that you surround yourself with and everything that people were saying, it was just kind of like that moment.
Well, I think that brings up a good point, too, because you were the first person, and I think you've said the same thing, that because we were just friends and because you had the boyfriend, it literally took all the pressure off. There was no trying to be somebody you're not. There was no facade. There was no like suaveness. There was no trying to be over the top. I was literally myself from day one, and that continued. And I think that was one thing that you even said prior when we were telling this story too, is when I went back home, I was the same person I was in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
With surrounded by my hometown. So you're like, wow, like, and I think that's a really cool thing, because I feel the same way with you. When we were like riding in the car, I felt like that was just you.
Yeah.
And you weren't trying to be like prim and proper. You weren't trying to be
That's
a certain
not in my
way.
nature.
Right, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I think that worked out in the best.
But I did try to be that way with the other guy, and I felt like I could never be myself with him, and that was so like restricting. I was like, I could never be like that, you know. And you allowed me to be me, and I love that.
There you go.
So that's what we know.
That's why we're married for 10 years.
This is our 10-year wedding year.
Mm-hmm. We better be up in the air, traveling somewhere for our damn 10-year wedding anniversary.
Oh, we're supposed to be in Israel. That's where we said we were going to spend.
Israel, Greece, dear.
Oh yeah, or Tel Aviv. Oh yeah, right. We were going to go to Greece and then go to Tel Aviv after that, because you can take a boat. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Okay, last question.
Last question?
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm loving this.
Well, there's two.
Okay.
What do you think? Okay, so I'm asking you what you think mine is. Okay, so what do you think my perfect date would be?
Ooh, okay. Well, knowing you as much as I know, well, I hope after I said that, geez, kind of set this up, huh? Is it a full day thing? Is it a night thing? What is it? Because that changes.
A date day.
A day?
Yeah, let's do a date day.
Okay, so we would wake up 8:30, 8, maybe the
perfect.
8:30, get out of bed, coffee would be on. We would watch a podcast, something inspirational together that we would choose. After that, we would do a workout, possibly go to a workout, Orange Theory, or a good spin class or something like that.
Spin.
I did just listen to the Soul Cycle podcast, really good one. Anyway, so
on what is it called?
On how we built this,
yeah.
So Orange Theory, workout, come home, have lunch.
Okay.
Little something, because if we're talking a long time date, long game, you need to eat. Then we would get ready, and that takes an hour or so. Possibly a naked nap in between those times.
Do you know me at all?
Definitely. And then you would get ready, and then we would go to a new place that we haven't had dinner, some new experience that maybe somebody like a foodie had talked about that we want to try. We would go and have probably a glass of wine or a martini. Filthy. Whatever we would eat. And then we would go find something. If we were in town, right? That's another thing I was going to ask. Are we like in town? We're not out traveling?
Exactly. We're in town.
So then we would go and find some live music of somebody playing something acoustic that was songs that you know. Possibly a dance floor, and we would dance and hang out, and then we would come back and watch our YouTube videos.
Oh my gosh, you know me so well. And have a Babo's Boozy Burrito.
Babo's Boozy Burrito, yep.
Which is a side note, last week or 2 weekends ago, when the last time Aaron and I had tequila drinks, late night, Aaron's like, hey, let me make you like one of my famous burritos.
What I call it is a quesadilla.
Right.
Because quesadilla is actually, done in the pan. Quesadilla is done in the microwave.
Let me finish. Okay. Because okay. So he's like, let me make you one of my famous quesadillas. And I'm like, no, I don't want it. And he's like, you need to have a little something. You'll feel better in the morning. Let me just whip it up for you. So I'm like, okay, like, who doesn't want a cheese quesadilla late night? So I thought he was going to do it in the pan and this whole thing. So he brings over this microwaved, rolled up quesadilla with like a pound of cheese and some jalapenos in it.
Pickled jalapenos with garlic and salt.
And I'm like, ew. I don't like this.
She just kept saying, I thought you were going to do it in the pan.
No, like,
I thought you were going to do it in the pan.
I don't microwaved ass. Like, this isn't worth it. For me to have, like, something like that, it's not worth it. Like, I would rather just go straight to bed.
Au contraire, mon cher.
Right. So then he was like, humor me. Take a bite. I just made this for you. Please take a bite and then I'll leave you alone. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
I'll eat it. Don't worry.
And I was like, fine, I'll have one bite, and then And I had a bite. Oh my god. It was... Now, I'd like to try it sober, because I definitely wasn't sober.
Even better.
But I was like, this is the best thing ever. It was so garlicky and cheesy. I ate
And
the
then
whole thing like a freaking
The kick of the pickled jalapeno that adds a crunch to it. And
oh my
literally,
God.
that's the one, like, boozy snack that I've made you that you've talked about since then.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was life-changing. It was so garlicky and...
There might be a pan quesadilla tonight, maybe. No? Okay.
Can't handle it.
Okay.
Because you already ate all that chocolate. The only thing I would change about the date day is I would include some kind of hike, outdoor activity, maybe walking after the gym to go get a special juice or coffee.
I agree.
Because I enjoy
All depends
the
on
outdoors.
time, but yes.
Yeah, I would like to go. So if we didn't do an Orange Theory, I would replace that with like a good hike.
Oh, agree. Okay.
But
if you're going to watch a podcast and then go to the gym, we're talking 11 a.m. gym. We're not talking 9 a.m. gym. There's no way to let you have your morning time and do all that. So then you're talking 11. You're already hungry by 12. So what's mine?
Okay, so.
I'd like to know this because I don't even know if I know my ideal date night.
Let me think about it. So I would.
Let's mix it up.
I want to tell you what I think.
Okay.
Your date day.
Go ahead.
Okay. So if I was planning it, this is what I would think.
Okay.
Okay. So I would wake up and I would come and make you a special breakfast sandwich. I would let you sleep in the bed because I'm always the one who gets up first.
Love this already.
Okay, so I would make you a special egg, ham, and cheese sandwich on like a special bagel or English muffin or whatever. Get your iced coffee. I would bring it into you and wake you up like a cat and give you a sweet little kiss.
Wake me up like a cat?
Yeah,
what is that?
Cats take a little bit of time to kind of wake up. Like you want to like pet them, give them a kiss. Like it takes a little, like you don't just like jump up.
Okay.
Right? So I always give you a kiss on your forehead. I say, hey babe, I made you a sandwich, whatever. I would let you do your thing. Then come out. And then we would sit and we would talk, watch a podcast, go do a workout. And then if it was a sports season, then I would plan the day around going and watching a cool game. So if it was like football, then I would plan it where we could go and watch a fun football game at a cool place where we could sit outside and there was...
Like a Florida State game?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And have like beer and wings, like old school, and just like hang out, like kind of have like a day, like a day out day where we're watching football, drinking, just having a good time. And then we would come home.
Wow, that's lame.
But what else can you do after you watch a game all day?
That's true. Good point. I think my biggest thing too is like if we took that as like a 7 o'clock start, or like if we're in California, it's a 5 o'clock start for 8 o'clock game. That's always fun because then you can just like go and do something. But I also like activities.
Well, that was the other thing. So if there wasn't a football or if there wasn't a full game, then I would do a workout, come home, get ready, right? Have a naked nap, and then shower, go find like a cool place to go have lunch, and then
dinner.
Lunch, and then go do a cool activity. So whether it was like, going and doing like, what's it called? The golf place, or like indoor skydiving, or putt-putt, or like batting cages, or something that's like, we're in it together and we're active and we're kind of doing something fun and like competitive.
Bowling.
Yeah, like something like that.
Or my uncle's Sky Zone. That would be fun.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Fun, except I still have scars on my legs.
That was the most classic time I've ever had. Again, so my uncle, I don't know if you guys know, but my uncle in Atlanta owns Sky Zones, and he actually took us in. I think we talked about it, didn't we? I don't know. But he owns Sky Zones in Atlanta, and for Thanksgiving, we went up there, and the whole family was up there, and he took us in on Thanksgiving night. It was closed, obviously, and we had the whole place to ourselves. And literally, Kim and I were like a bunch of 4-year-olds running around like crazy.
Slash, I ripped my legs open
Dude,
and
he
was
told
bleeding
us
like
that
a savage.
he told us that for the camps they do racing, which they don't allow in the normal stores. But Kim and I raced across the trampolines. That was literally the funniest / most
and I
amazing.
kicked your ass. Ooh, yeah.
Once I won the entire title. I won the
Bloody
belt.
knees and all.
I won the belt.
True. That was fun though.
It was.
That was a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. What is your favorite thing that I've ever done for you? So, I mean, it's been 12 years at this point.
Wow.
But I'll go first because this
Okay.
this is the first, because there's so many things that you've done.
I know.
This one always kind of stands out because it was so
Okay.
big. But like when we first started dating, so it was February. Or no, it was March.
Uh-huh.
So we were only a couple of years or a couple of months
I know what
in.
you're going to say.
But you planned that scavenger hunt for me.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it was like a Valentine's Day, my birthday's in March, kind of bonanza.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I loved about it is that it was like a hunt. Like you gave me, you like wrote like a poem. And that
But
was
it had
the
to
first
do with our
clue.
relationship, too.
Right. And so it was like you'd give me a clue. And then that would lead somewhere else. And then there would be another clue. And then we'd kind of like go on, so on and so forth. Like it was like you kind of took me down like this like really cool journey. It was like a whole experience thing. And it lasted like the whole weekend. And so like the first stop was you took me to Tiffany's.
Mm-hmm. But it all started at Carrabba's. Where I gave you the first clue.
I love Carrabba's. Yeah. So like you gave me the clue. And then
But you didn't know about Tiffany's because I disguised it with a bathing suit.
Right, because right. So the first part was taking me to go get a bathing suit. And so we drove down to Orlando, and I thought we were just going to get a bathing suit, which I did, and you bought me a bathing suit.
Yeah, it was part of your present.
I know.
Yeah.
And then you took me into Tiffany's.
And you thought I was proposing.
I thought he was proposing. I'm like, damn. But he got me this beautiful, I really wanted a Tiffany necklace because my roommate had one, and I always used to steal hers and wear it.
It was the chain.
The chain, yeah. And you got me one and engraved it.
Mm-hmm.
KGL.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that anymore.
Mm-mm.
Man. Alright. But I loved it. I was obsessed.
So you got your bathing suit.
Got my bathing suit, got my necklace.
And that's also the place you said that I would never be able to propose to you because I was acting so weird that you knew something was up.
Yeah.
Remember that? And you were like, you'll never be able to propose to me without me knowing.
So sketchy. Oh, that's right. Because he was like, let's just go look at Tiffany's. Like, I want to see this infamous Tiffany's. And I'm like, okay.
Well,
like,
you always talked about it.
I always talked about it because I always wore Katie's necklace.
The
I'm
blue
like,
box.
At Tiffany's, it's so cool. And so he's like, I just wanted to go see it. And then I was like, okay. So we go in there, we're like looking around, and he like takes off. And I have no idea where you are. And I'm like, okay, this is really awkward. And then you were like talking to the guy who worked there. And I'm like, what's going on? So then I was like, oh my God, is he like proposing? And my heart started to beat. And then you handed me the box, like the blue box. And I was like, oh my God, this is it.
It was a big box, though.
It was a big box. And then it had the necklace in it that you had engraved. And it was like such a cool moment. It just thoughtful. It was just like super thoughtful. Then I got the bathing suit.
I took you to lunch.
I mean, obviously.
Well, that's a big thing for you.
I know, but there's so many steps. We could go on and on. But the whole point was that we ended up at Discovery Cove.
Which we don't agree with anymore.
Looking back.
We're so grown.
Yeah, we were so cute though.
That was fun.
But he took me swimming with the dolphins. But
we also got that badass hotel.
Yep, and we played air hockey.
What else? I also had it arranged that there was a champagne bottle and a cake for you.
Oh my God!
In the
Discovery
room.
Cove.
In the room.
No, there was a cake at Discovery Cove for my birthday.
Yeah.
But there was champagne and stuff.
Yeah.
It was honestly one of the coolest things that I've ever had like planned for me. And I think, again, of course the things are cool. Like the whole experience was cool. Like there's nothing, I mean, you're going to have a good time. But it was more of the like thoughtfulness and the taking the steps to like write these cool poems and make it into a scavenger hunt and make it into kind of like this whole experience, and just the time and thought that went into it. It was just like one of those things that I'll always remember because it was such a cool thing. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Can we do that again?
Yeah.
We haven't played a scavenger hunt for me in a long time.
I know.
You need to like up your game.
I do. I got comfortable.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I think, for me, like tonight was like a big night. Just what you did today was like huge. And that's like really present right now. But I think there was one time, remember Pooh's Day of Fun? Where we went to Mojo's and you blindfolded me, and like we did go to the shooting range, which I thought was like
thought
really.
We were going to wait, where did you think we were going? You thought we were going to go to like a theme park or something, and then I don't know, somewhere cute and innocent, and I ended up taking you to like a
gun
shooting
range. It was fun though to see you
fun.
like.
I never shot a gun.
Right, it was fun. We had a good time, but I think there's also little things like. I wasn't into the Jaguars in Jacksonville, but I came home one day and Kim had season tickets. She bought really good seats, season tickets with a jersey and a whole like written thing. And
I kind of made that into a scavenger hunt thing.
You did. That's what I'm saying. You did you had things written for that as well. And like,
well, and I think again, the whole point with that is like you weren't a Jags fan. But I knew that you loved football, and I wasn't into football. I never had been. And so it was something, like, as your girlfriend, like, trying to get into something that we could do together that would be fun. And it was something you liked to do. Yeah. So I thought it would be a really cool thing.
Well, and then I remember, too, like, it wasn't so much of you setting apart to do things, but just, I'd say, sacrificing in a way. But, like, you and I really got into the Jacksonville Sharks arena football.
Yeah, that's
and like
right.
you and I used to go to those all the time, and we were season ticket holders. And like obviously, I know that's not what you would choose to do.
Yeah.
But you went along, and we would have a really good time, and it was fun. It was just something to do.
Yeah.
Other than like, whatever else you would do.
I will say that living in Florida, getting season tickets to the Jacksonville Jaguars is the worst mistake you could ever make for yourself. It would be like 120 degrees. We'd be out there, just the two of us, like sweating our asses off. And it was like every Sunday. And I'm like, this sucks. What did I get myself into?
I mean, it even did get, like, the one game that I wish I would have went to that we actually didn't go to because we were tired and, like, was the Green Bay Packers game when Aaron Rodgers was playing. Like, we didn't go to that game.
Losers we are.
But yeah, I mean, it was the point though, like to go and do that. And yes, like I know that I'm not a season ticket holder kind of guy. I don't like being pegged, but I like going to events that are surprising.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many things. I mean,
I feel like it's the little things, honestly. Like it's the little things that it's the thoughtfulness. It's like the little things that are just thoughtful, like you making the coffee and going to the store.
No,
we're
I know.
So old now. We're like, when you go to the store and get me Windex, it really makes me happy.
I bought you some Andes today.
Yeah, well, thanks. I'm working on my figure over here.
Oh, stop it.
But anyways, yeah, so that was all the questions that we had.
All right. That was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I think it was fun to kind of walk down memory lane.
Yeah.
We've been together for a long time. I think it's important to, like, remember how it all started. Because it's easy to get into just, like, this is where we are now. But it's fun to think back of where
Well, it's funny, too, because I was just thinking about it. I was like, man, like, I used to love that getting off on Friday and going for a weekend somewhere cool and staying in, like, a hotel and having a fun time. But it's like, look at what we do now. We're, like, 10 times that. We get on planes and leave for years. Sure. And like we're about to leave for a year of travel. Years. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like we leave for months. Like, you know what I'm saying? God. Oh God, I over enunciated months.
Well, God. Talk about mouthy.
I said months. That's
very mouthy. You're very mouthy.
Okay.
Okay, so the plan is to celebrate our 10-year wedding anniversary is we're hoping we'll be traveling this year. In the next couple of months.
Well, we were already supposed to be coming to you live from Mexico right now.
Oh, Viva Mexico.
Yep. Right. But anyway, all right, we're going to wrap it up here. We have a lot of YouTube videos to watch tonight.
Yeah, we do.
including a premiere that is going to be releasing here soon of our time in wine country. Kim has not seen the video yet. I just finished it today.
I'm excited.
It's a really good one. I'm really excited about it. So if you have a chance, go check that out on our YouTube channel, Kim and Aaron G. And yeah, that's it. So
until then,
we will see you next week.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
So that is the end of the episode. If you really enjoyed this episode, please go and leave us a review on iTunes. That would be awesome because that's helped support this show. If you have a friend that would be interested in this, please share it along. And until then, we will see you next week.